Hi everybody, my name is Jewel and this is J7409 weather with a tropical update for Saturday the 17th of August 2019. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're into the weather like everyone else, please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to ensure that you get all the latest in weather news, forecasts, watches, warnings, and also tropical weather. Now, this is the infrared satellite, and you can see, yes, we have these rain showers down here off the coast of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they're nothing compared to what's going on up here in Missouri and over around Kansas City and Kansas and all up in here. But, of course, when I got up this morning, before I had a chance to even turn my computer on, when I did turn it on, boom, I've got bunches of reports. There is a tropical system off of Florida. Everybody, don't panic, folks, okay? If you guys actually watch my videos all the way through, I tell you about these things coming. Now, I am not saying this could not turn into something, but it really doesn't look like it's going to until it gets probably off the coast of North Carolina or up around Virginia Beach. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying this. But one thing it is going to do, for sure, it's going to dump buckets and buckets and buckets of rain all the way up this coastline. From Florida all the way up to at least Virginia Beach. Buckets of rain is coming. Now, before I go any further, let's go check out and see what the National Hurricane Center has to say. Now, this is the 5-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center. Here, X marks the spot right here, and see how it's going to travel. So, it's going to be in between here if it has any chance of development. But what the National Hurricane Center is saying, and this is very true, I just showed you on the satellite, it's just disorganized cloudiness and showers. It's over the northeastern Gulf of Mexico and northeastern Florida. Now, yesterday I told you guys in Florida, you were going to continue to get rain until sometime in a few days ahead. Now, all these clouds, it's associated with a weak surface trough. It's not even a low pressure system. It's a weak surface trough. Any tropical development of this system is expected to be slow to occur during the next few days while it moves northeastward at 5 to 10 miles per hour near the coast of Georgia, South and North Carolina. Regardless of development, the disturbance is forecast to produce heavy rain along with a threat of flash flooding in that region. The whole region, okay? Georgia, North and South Carolina, buckets and buckets of rain are going to be coming your way. Now, in 2 days, it's got a 10% chance, and in 5 days, it's got a 20% chance. What we need to do, first of all, is not to look at this model or that model. That's one thing, like when I do these updates that are long range, in depth, I tell you, anything can change, and anything can change with this. I am not writing in stone it couldn't turn into a tropical storm. It just doesn't look like it's going to. Why? Well, I'm going to show you. Here we have the wind shear map. This is courtesy of My Fox Hurricane. I like this because you guys can see it more plainly. Here we have the system right here. X marks the spot right in here, okay? Now, it could get to where there's no wind shear. But look at all of this wind shear to the south of it, the east of it, the north of it. This is like 30 and 35 mile per hour wind shear. But this is just at 0 hour. So let's click it through and see what it might happen to it. Now, this wind shear that's down south is going to move more towards the north as this system here pushes on through. So it's going to get in some wind shear, as you can see. As we click it along, that wind shear keeps going more northerly just a tad. It's looking like the only chance it may have that the wind shear doesn't get in it. These are some pretty tough wind shears too. It's just going to have a little bit of chance off and on, I mean directly across the coastlines. Now, if it were to move in this little pattern here, it could gain strength. If it keeps going this way, up like this, it won't. We got to watch it though. We have to watch it. There's that one little stream. There's no wind shear. But I don't think it would grow very much anyway. It could grow, but the wind shear is all around it. It would never be this huge storm. That's my point. It wouldn't be a huge storm. Now, it's moving at a pretty good clip, okay? We're up to 26 hours. It's probably still somewhere right around in here at this point. So we're going to keep on moving up. And we're just going to click on through these hours. Now, this wind shear begins to die down some as it gets up around Georgia, South Carolina. It picks up a little bit. It's just the very southern part of South Carolina. It's not there. Still very, very high wind shear up in this area. Even up in where I live, it's like 40 and 45 mile per hour wind shear. Down around most of South Carolina, it's like 30 and 35. Georgia, I don't think it would be coming and land on you. It would stay out because this is 30 and 35 mile per hour wind shear. It would tear it up, make it weak, whatever. Now, it can get out by now, if it's up in this area, and strengthen well off of the coast. So, yes, we have to watch this, but so far as the coastlines go themselves, they are looking like they're pretty well protected right now. However, later on, you see how this comes along. It still could change some. It's just one of these things we have to watch. But if it's out in these waters here, yes, it's got a very good chance to blow up, do whatever. I mean, you know, here we are at the end now. Now, wherever it's at the end of 3 days, 3 days to 72 hours, if it's up in this area here, that's the best chance it has, I should say, of really turning into something that we'd have to worry about. As of now, all I can do is show you this and tell you what I think. But for the first time, the GFS and the European model seem to be in agreement. And here we have the latest run of the GFS for today. This courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. Thank you so much, Levi. You can see it's just set at the very beginning here at the hour 6 for today. So let's bring it on through. Keep your eyes down around this area now and watch what happens. And now we're up to Monday. I don't see any storm yet. Looks like one may be trying to make up, but it never does. And when I say make up, turn into a low pressure system. Now, if you look over to the bottom left, you can see there is a storm over there, and it's moving right along with no problem. You see nothing like that around Florida, or you see nothing like that going up the coastline. Now we're up to Tuesday, the 27th. This thing should already have been done, okay? The GFS is running just a little bit behind the European, but so far as the precipitation amounts, now this is something entirely different, but still it's just a low pressure system. It's running, the GFS is running just a little bit behind. Now this has got August 30th, which would be on Friday, and here where I said it looked like a low pressure would form maybe off the north or Carolina or Virginia, maybe even the Maryland border right in here, but it's just a low pressure system at this point. There's no tightly compacted isobars around it, and then poof, it's gone. Boom. So now what we need to do is check out the European model. And this is the European model. It's set for 10 a.m. this morning, Saturday the 17th. We're going to move it up to around 8 p.m. tonight. You see the spot that we're watching right in here. Not a lot going on, just rain. Just a big old trough of rain. We'll move up to tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. and that rain begins to cluster up some. It doesn't even have the circulation of a tropical system. Well, that's going the opposite way because a high is coming in. It's going the opposite way. It doesn't have that counterclockwise rotation in it. What about Monday around lunchtime, 12 or 1? We can see it's still at, but see it's trying now to turn. You can see the way that the particle animation is going. It's counterclockwise, so we'll turn on the pressure gradient. And no, remember that high that got caught up in it I just said? We got a big old high over here. We got a high right here. It's pushing it more into the land, so this system don't have a chance to stay out in the water and do anything. That's what's going on with that. So let's move up. We'll go to Tuesday at 3 p.m. We'll see where it's at. We'll see what it's doing. It's not doing a lot. It's just bringing rain to the parts of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. And we'll go to Wednesday. Whoops, get out of here. We'll go to Wednesday about the 12 lunchtime. Nothing big time going on there. Let's go to Thursday at 3 p.m. Now we got a low pressure here. We still have this big old high out here. Okay, this system seems to be broken up just a tad, but we still have some moisture coming up out of the Gulf. Friday the 23rd at 4 p.m. we have all of this rain that's coming off of my coast right here, moving up. Remember how I told you the lows pull, the highs push. Well, this low, what moisture was left in this is pulling it on out. That's what it's looking like now. It could be different by tonight. Now, for Saturday the 24th, the high pressure takes control. We have more moisture that's coming up here, but you see nothing like the storm we have over here going on. This is just rain, folks. It's just rain. And on the 25th, which is way too far out to tell anything, really, too much could happen, but we will go up here to Saturday the 25th at 8 a.m. We don't see any sign of anything going on. So, as of right now, once again, remember it can change, but this is really what it's looking like and what I really think it may do for right now. I may change my mind later. If it looks like something different is going to happen, you know, guys, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Look at this. I'm right in the bullseye of the thing. But this is for 5 days. Now, over in the eastern North Pacific, we keep seeing that other system popping up, and it's way down here, and it is more than likely going to turn into something, okay, as you can see. Well, let me get this so you can see it all. Here we go. This is better. This is disturbance 1. It's got a big old 80% chance of turning into something, and as you can see on the European model as well as the GFS model a while ago, it does turn into something, folks. Now, right now, it's an area of low pressure. It's a couple of 100 miles south of the coast of Guatemala, and it has some disorganized showers and thunderstorms. But the environmental conditions are expected to be good, conducive for development, and a tropical depression is likely to form early next week while the low moves west-northwestward at about 10 miles per hour, parallel to the coast of Mexico. Now, regardless of development, it's another rainmaker. It's going to produce heavy rainfall and possible flash flooding across portions of Central America and southeastern Mexico during the next few days. In 2 days, it's got a 40% chance, and in 5 days, it's got a high 80% chance, and it is looking more and more like it really is going to turn into something. Then we have disturbance number 2. This is another tropical wave. It's got all these disorganized showers and thunderstorms like all the rest. It's centered about 1,250 miles west-southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Gradual development of this system is possible during the next few days while it moves slowly westward across the southwestern portion of the eastern Pacific. 2 days is low, 20%. 5 days is actually low at 30%, but this is another one of these systems that we need to keep our eyes on. And there's nothing going on currently right now and should not be going on during the next 5 days over in the Central Pacific. So everybody over in Hawaii, take a deep breath. It looks like nothing is going to be in your area for at least the next 5 days. Do not worry at all. I will keep my eyes on this system, that this trough of rainstorms is going over Florida. You guys know you've been having all this stuff with flood watches and warnings and flash flooding that's occurring in some places. It's just a mess for Florida with rain, and more rain. And for all my friends up in the Tampa area, it looks like the X is right over you. You can probably expect some more rain. I'll check all that out in the general forecast coming up. In the meantime, for the tropical forecast, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everything you do for me. Please keep abreast of this system if you live in Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina, and I'm going to go as far to say for the coastline of Virginia and maybe off of Maryland. So, with that all said and done, I'll be back if anything changes with another update for you. Stay safe, my friends. Peace, love, and kindness to all. You have a good, a safe, and a blessed day. Thanks for watching.